What up, YouTube? Cam that guy here. I'm back once again with another YouTube video, man. So in this YouTube video, I'm gonna be talking about one of my more worst and lingering STDs, HSV-1. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, gonorrhea and chlamydia is definitely worse as far as pain and all that other shit. But HSV-1 was definitely a lingering STD for me. So I want to talk about my experience with it, how I went about handling it, how I, conquered it, got rid of it, all that other shit, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. So, I got this HSV-1. It got triggered when I got back into masturbating, right? Now, here's, kind of like my theory on this, right? I got a couple of theories, right? So, obviously, my first theory is me continuously being sexually active and shit. It triggered the virus that was, because once you get HSV-1, which is essentially herpes, right? Once you get any type of herpes or whatever, the virus never completely leaves your body. You know what I'm saying? What it can do if you take the medicine or whatever, this, that, and the third, it just lies dormant in your body. So in other words, to the point where it can't be spread or is not active in your body, right? So, but I feel like with me being sexually, I would jack off like every day, right? So I feel like for me doing that, it could have possibly, triggered, the HSV-1 to move, throughout my body, right? You know what I mean? And then, I end up, getting the symptoms and shit, right? Which is obviously bumps on the upper lip. And then once I started to get bumps on my groin, that's when I realized, like, okay, this is serious, this is actually real, you know what I mean? So I need to, because at first I would just, try to use the little cream and shit. I'm like, bro, this shit ain't working, right? The little over-the-counter shit, right? I'm like, this is not working, right? So what I needed to get ready to do, was I called Doc, I called Doctor and shit, right? Me and Doctor having a conversation. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, so with me, jacking off and shit like that, it does this being like, can I not have sex with her? He's like, nah, it just basically, I don't remember, but he gave me some pills. He gave me some medicine and shit. I ended up doing it. The pills I hate taking like a bitch because they're big as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then the cream, I fucks with the cream, but to put that shit on like 3 hours throughout the whole day is crazy, you know what I mean? But, that's what I had to end up doing. But basically, what they told me was if the medicine don't work and you still developing bumps or whatever, you can, they could give me a daily dose of medicine, right? And that's probably, what I'm, I don't really know. I gotta see how my body acts when I get back sexually active, I'm very curious to know, And another thing is I could have just been getting raped in my sleep. That's a very strong possibility. I could have been getting raped in my sleep, and that probably, got it too, right? But I don't think at this time I was getting raped in my sleep, but it could have been happening, right? But those are the only two theories I can think of, I was either just getting raped in my sleep or, like I said, be continuously going past my limit is what, activated the virus to get back active or whatever, right? So I'm very curious to just overall see, how my body goes about even handling, HSV-1 whenever I do get back sexually active. So it's basically, I'm just curious, am I going to break out again or not, If so, then that means I got to take medicine to suppress it, so I can feel good and not spread it to whoever I'm having sex with, and my body can feel good and not feel irritated. I don't look like a walking STD and shit with bumps on my lip and shit, So it's a very interesting thing I'm curious about, I don't really know, how that's gonna work, But I caught this HSV-1, I would say definitely, I caught it pretty much when I first having sex, when I first started having it, right? So you can probably say back in like 2021, this is when I caught it. But I definitely feel like towards the end, I came across like a stronger strand of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what like definitely activated it, right? Because back then, I was about around the same level as sexual activity, and I didn't experienced like that type of breakout before, you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that, right? So I definitely say I came across a stronger strand of the HSV-1, but I always had it, you know what I mean, all that other shit. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I just gotta monitor myself, you know what I'm saying, I just gotta see this shit. And see how my overall, just how my body, you know, reacts to being sexually active consistently. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't have a reaction, then I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But if it does have a reaction, then I gotta go to the doctor and definitely get that looked at, and probably just take medicine to keep it suppressed. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. But I think I should be okay, you know what I'm saying? It could have just really just been like just kind of like a coincidence or a fluke, you know what I'm saying? That's what it could have been. I don't really know. I won't know until I get back having sex again. I'll be able to study my body and shit like that. But other than that, I'm good everywhere else. I have no other STD. I don't have HIV. I don't have syphilis. I don't have gonorrhea. I don't have chlamydia. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no UTI right now. I don't got none of that shit. You know what I mean? I'm very clean right now. And obviously, the HSV-1 is dead in my body right now. It's laying dormant. So it's not active at all. It is very dead. You know what I'm saying? But that does not mean it could get real live. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I gotta study my body to see, you know what I'm saying? If I notice the slightest symptom, you know what I'm saying? I could go ahead to doc, go ahead and get put on a daily medicine, and then I'll be good. I won't show no symptoms, and I won't pass it to my wife, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean? That's just how it's gonna be and shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the HSV-1. Now let me get more in detail as far as the emotional side of it, right? So, I mean, it definitely bothered me. Because of this virus, it played a role in a lot of things, right? It made me not really want to leave the house. It actually prevented me from coming into my last job, right? I ain't gonna lie, if I didn't wake up with all those bumps, I probably, you know what I'm saying, would have went in. I mean, I was on the verge of quitting anyway, because it was like, you know what I'm saying, it was like, bro, I don't fuck with this crew. I mean, these are losers that are hating on me and all that other shit. I already did a video on it. I don't want to pay too much. I don't want to give it too much attention, right? Let's stick to the topic at hand. But, you know, I was like, bro, like this shit is embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It is embarrassing to walk around with bumps. Like, imagine me being like the only, because, you know, I'm at the self-checkout. Or imagine me being up there, right, with bumps on my lip. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, that is like embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me, right? Like, I'm not finna do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? It was just bad, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, that shit pissed me. And then when I started getting on my groin, the ones on the groin, low key, like, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously the ones on the mouth, I would say, if anything, they probably have I don't know which one had more pain. I would probably say maybe the one on the groin, but I only got like one on there. You know what I'm saying? Probably like two or something like that. And I'm getting rid of it and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So let me talk about HSV-1 and HSV-2, right? So HSV-2 is a stronger form of herpes. You know what I'm saying? That's something that is more like, okay, you know, so you definitely need to like take medicine probably for the rest of your life, right? But HSV-1 is definitely something like, okay, this is something that a lot of people have, believe it or not. I would say like half of Americans have this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a 40-some% chance of Americans that have it, right? It's like when I looked on Google, it said 49%. So yeah, but yeah, it's a common infection. Most people show no symptoms of it. I would say a lot of people show no symptoms of it. I mean, I would say a lot of people, right? A lot of people show no symptoms of it. But yeah, you know, it's very common to get. Like I said, I just feel like I just came across a bad strand. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all there was to it. And don't quote me on that percentage though. You know what I'm saying? I could have been wrong. I could have read something wrong or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I ended up seeing or whatever. It could be actually much higher than that. And I believe it is, you know what I'm saying? HSV-1 is something very, very common, you know what I'm saying? It really is, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, all in all, just to let people know how important it is to wear a condom. You know what I'm saying? How important it is to have safe sex. How important it is to not have multiple sexual partners. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit, right? This is what I was talking about in my sex education video. Very important you protect yourself, not just fuck on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Know who you having sex with. Wear a condom. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. Or like me, you can wait till marriage. You know what I'm saying? And you know that, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is the only guy I'm the only guy that she's fucking. You know what I'm saying? And all that other shit, right? And that's not the only reason why I'm waiting till marriage. There's other reasons as far as like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Religious beliefs, personal beliefs, and all that other shit, right? And if you don't like it, you can kick rocks, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what I mean? That's just my stance and shit, you know what I mean? So very important, you know what I'm saying, that you guys, heed my words. Go watch my sex education video. Very important. Practice safe sex. Have safe sex. Know who you having sex with. Don't be out here having sex with multiple people. You'll be all right. But that's the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. I do got one more video dropping, I think, you know what I'm saying? Woo! Yeah, I want to do something like, I want to do a little, I want to do kind of like a long video. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I want to do that. I gotta think, you know what I'm saying? I gotta think. This might be the final video, right? But if I decide to do another video with me just talking, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, you'll see it. But it's been real. It's been nice. I appreciate y'all for watching the Cam That Guy channel. It's been good. It's been really fun. You know what I'm saying? Especially back then, y'all remember in January and February, we was having fun. We was having a ball. Even a little bit in March. We was having fun and shit, you know what I'm saying? It was nice and it was good while it lasted. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoyed the journey of the Cam That Guy channel. Like I said, I mean, it's not completely over. It's just, we taking another break. And, I could be back whenever, you know what I'm saying, wherever the case may be. But, I cut it short. I cut the marathon short, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, I just don't feel like it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling it. I just feel the need to just be quiet, try to focus more on myself and see if I can get something going for me in real life versus the social media shit, which does nothing for me. I want to let niggas know, you know what I'm saying? I get no support on these videos and I get no money. You know what I mean? So that's, you have less, of that, urge or incentive or, ability to even go about doing it. You know what I mean? But hope y'all enjoyed this video, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I could be back, you know what I'm saying? I could get to, putting out videos again and shit, but I just got way to see and shit. But I'm done. Today is definitely the last day I'm going to be getting on here speaking, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.